All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Robert Smirking Gun Reviews, and I completely forgot that this show was coming back today. So we're testing the waters here, and we're gonna do season 2 of The Deuce on HBO. The first episode is called Raison d'Être. Our Raison d'Être. I don't speak French, so there are spoilers in this if you have not seen the episode. It's kind of hard to review this show because, like season 1, this is kind of just like a microscope looking at New York at a certain period of time. This is kind of a show that's not going to play probably really well out here in the sticks of Illinois, in the heartland. But as far as being a history buff, I'm fascinated with, all things America. And this is definitely a realistic look at what things were like back there in New York in the 70s around Times Square. The first season is like in 71, 72. This takes a 5-year time jump to 1977, where Mayor Ed Koch is in charge now, and things will be changing for these people. I feel like the first season kind of dealt with the pimps and hoes and the beginning of the porn industry and how they were moving the prostitutes off the street more and into, like parlors and stuff like that. But now we jump 5 years and the porn industry is taking off. You still have hookers, of course, but like the porn part's taken over. A lot of these places have, the sex shows and booths and stuff like that. And there's really nobody in this show to really root for, because it's just kind of like watching like a documentary with Hollywood actors. This is made by the people who did The Wire. That'll be the only time I talk about it being associated with The Wire, because it does have this realistic take to it. This show is not always easy to watch because of its subject matter. Even me, with somebody who can watch pretty much anything, some of this show is difficult to watch, especially with just how men treating women, and how, given the situations that they're in, allowing themselves to be abused and taken advantage of is kind of difficult for me to watch personally. But again, historically wise, I think it's fascinating watching this kind of thing play out. James Franco is good, playing the twin brothers, Vincent and Frankie. Vincent being the responsible one, Frankie being the fuck up, who's, basically this whole episode, Vincent's trying to track Frankie down for taking pretty much all their money out of this one place and running away with it. And Frankie and Vincent just trying to track him down throughout all the places that we know of on this show. Candy, played by Megan Gyllenhaal, is now moved from being on the street to being like a actress, a director, and other, stuff. Like, she's becoming an entrepreneur in the porn industry, working with another guy, trying to make artistic films, trying to broaden her horizons from the way they were in the first season. We got Vincent is with Abby still. An interesting relationship is Cece and Lori here, where she's become like a porn star, but she's also still a whore, like a hooker. And how her money, like her ability to make money now as a porn actress is like how he's starting to change how he charges her work on the street. So part of me is really having a hard time talking about this, because it's just, there's not really a plot. You're just following parts of like some sort of historical thing, like piece of history. I mean, I know these are pretty much kind of like fictionalized characters. You got her over here trying to like learn behind her pimp's back. You got the officer here. He's also from The Wire. Let's see, what was his name? Damn it. I don't like looking things up secondhand after a while. He was on Walking Dead. It's really pissing me off now. Whatever. He's now off off of the street, and he's like a homicide detective now, working a case of a guy getting killed that appears to be done by somebody who works in like the industry of probably like a pimp or a hustler. And that's pretty much it for like where we're just playing kind of like catch up for the characters in this episode, just trying to set things up and seeing how they go. When Vincent finally catches up with Frankie, he spent all the money on a wedding ring for his new wife, and Vincent forgives the debt in the end. We also get to see a little bit more of the mafia involvement in this, which I thought was going to be a bigger thing. There was a kind of a moment where it did seem kind of something scary going on, but really it was just they were showing them a new way to make money in the sex show industry. That's pretty much it. I'm not going in depth with this episode. I just kind of want to see how many people are interested in watching my reviews of this. It is a good show as long as you kind of like put it as far as like the performances are great, and it is a very interesting, look through a microscope at this little microcosm of history in New York. I guess if you had to root for somebody, I guess you can root for Vincent. I don't really, I don't really care about like what happens to most of these people though, because they're all doing things that I myself could never see myself being a part of. But I guess, circumstances being as they, are, like who knows what would happen if any of us were put in these circumstances, maybe things were out of our control. I don't know. But it is interesting to see how this all plays out. So anyway, if you are interested in these videos, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think of me reviewing this show, if there's any interest in it. I will probably can do at least the next 1 or 2 episodes just out of like habit, just to see if there's any real interest in the show. I do like it. If I could get some dialogue in the comment section going, it would be easier to talk about this show. But otherwise, going forward, I'm just looking for feedback pretty much on this one. So this is Robert Smirking Gun Review saying thanks for checking this video out if you've made it this far into it without turning it off. And I'm sorry that it's not much of a review. Like I said, I'm just kind of feeling it out. So this is Rob Smirking Gun Reviews saying have a great, it's almost Monday. So see you later. Bye.